This is WKYT This Morning.
Even after big debates, Kentucky mornings start here on WKYT. Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Tuesday, September 27th, and it's a busy one here in our studios.
It is. Now it's 6:30, 1 down and 2 to go. We'll have a full recap of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton's much anticipated presidential debate. That's ahead this morning.
The Fayette County Health Department is taking extra precaution after a brief scare with the Zika virus. The details coming up.
And we have an update on a Central Kentucky woman's recovery following a bad bicycling injury. Those stories and more here on WKYT This Morning, and a pleasant start to the day as well.
It's a little bit chilly outside, but it is still very nice outside this morning.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's one of those 40s and 50s type of mornings, and here's the thing, we haven't felt this air since May, so it's been a long time, and it's one of those times when you walk outside, it's a little bit of a bite in the air.
Grab your sweaters.
Yeah, your sweater, your light coat may be needed. For the kiddos, too. It's one of those days, though, you must take advantage of. Teachers, parents. If you're trying to think about when to take the kids out to the park, today is your day. 75 degrees later on this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Kids will have no problems going to the bus stop, except for it's just a little bit chilly. Coming home, it feels great, though. They'll have that sweater or that light coat around their arms, not so much on them. So it looks good today. It feels great today, but the problem is today is the only day. The next several days do not look good. They won't feel that great. I'll explain that, and I'm going to show you how low we go with our temperatures. There's even one day that I could see possibility for highs to be in the 50s. I'll have that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. And we both stayed up and watched this debate last
did.
night, so you know, right?
We just couldn't resist, but we're still here this morning, everybody. The first presidential debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, it's in the books.
The highly anticipated showdown was confrontational from the very start, as both candidates took jabs at each other and took stances on key issues. Jamie Yukas shows us the fireworks that took place at Hofstra University.
Well, I've been a senator.
You haven't done it.
And
you haven't
I have been.
The first of the three eagerly anticipated presidential debates was anything but friendly.
Hillary has experience, but it's bad experience.
I know you live in your own reality.
The debate focused on many topics voters have heard before.
I will release my tax returns when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted.
It was a mistake, and I take responsibility for that.
Topics of race, national security, and jobs dominated on the stage, but it was the sometimes awkward and pointed attacks that are making headlines.
I don't believe she does have the stamina. To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina.
A man who can be provoked by a tweet should not have his fingers anywhere near the nuclear codes.
Clinton questioned whether the businessman is ready to lead a nation.
I prepared to be president, and I think that's a good thing.
And Trump accused Clinton of being soft on crime.
Secretary Clinton doesn't want to use a couple of words, and that's law and order. And we need law and order.
Afterward, Trump reacted to his performance.
I think we got our point across. She's not going to make America great again. She has been saying these things for years, and nothing ever happens.
While Hillary Clinton stopped by a nearby watch party to thank cheering supporters.
We were able to talk about what we want to do to get the economy to work for everybody, not just
The candidates are back on the trail today in battleground states, Clinton in North Carolina and Trump in Florida. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Hempstead, New York.
All right, and this was the first of three presidential debates. The candidates will face off again on October 9th. That will be in St. Louis. And the first vice presidential debate takes place a week from today. It will be moderated by CBS's own Elaine Keano. And by the way, there will be coverage, of course, coming up on CBS This Morning in just a few minutes.
That's right. And today is National Voter Registration Day, a good day for that to come. There's been a huge jump in voter registrations right here in Kentucky. The Secretary of State says Facebook's reminder helped with the increase.
On Friday, Facebook launched a voter registration reminder across Kentucky. Users who are 18 and older received a notification at the top of their newsfeed reminding them to register to vote. Since then, more than 25,000 Kentuckians have registered to vote or updated their registration using GoVoteKY.com. October 11th is the deadline to register to vote in the Commonwealth for the November 8th election. All right, some other news this morning. Multiple people are at UK Hospital after a deadly crash in Powell County. The crash happened last night on the Mountain Parkway near the Stanton exit. Police say at least one person died. We go now to WKYT's Mike Byer, who is live at UK Hospital with the latest details. Mike?
Good morning, Bill. Police in Powell County are trying to figure out what led to a deadly crash, a crash that claimed the life of one person and sent several injured here to UK Hospital. Now, investigators aren't releasing many details about the crash, but here's what we know. The wreck happened shortly before 8 last night in the westbound lanes of Mountain Parkway, not far from the Stanton exit. State police say two cars heading westbound collided, but they're not sure how they collided. They say one person was killed and several others were taken here to UK Hospital with injuries. At this time, we don't know the severity of those injuries. As a result of the deadly crash, the westbound lanes were closed for a couple of hours and reopened around 10 last night. Now, the name of the victim has not been released. State police plans to release more information later this morning. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
New on WKYT this morning, Lexington police are searching for the suspect in an armed robbery. It happened just after 1 o'clock this morning at the Thorntons on Winchester Road near East Loudon Avenue. Police say a man wearing a red bandana over his face held 3 employees at gunpoint and stole cash from the register. Thankfully, none of the employees were injured. Police say the suspect was last seen on foot near Strader Drive.
Also new on WKYT this morning, a man was hurt in an early morning fire in Lexington on Dominican Drive near Georgetown Street and New Circle. Investigators say the fire started in the kitchen a little before 4 this morning. The man inside walked to Georgetown Street where he flagged someone down. He was taken to the hospital with a burn to his hand. The Fayette County Health Department is stepping up efforts to get rid of mosquitoes in certain areas of Lexington this morning.
It comes after a person visiting the city was diagnosed with the Zika virus. WKYT's Lauren Miner joins us live with the details. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Andrea. Crews were out earlier this morning spraying for mosquitoes. Now, they were spraying in the areas of 40503 and 40515. The health department is now taking extra precautions after someone visiting the Lexington area was tested positive for the Zika virus. The county health commissioner, Dr. Craig Humbaugh, said yesterday that person visiting Lexington was from a Zika affected area and began developing symptoms. He said there is no evidence mosquitoes in Lexington are carrying the virus, though. With that said, it still never hurts to take those extra steps to protect yourself from mosquitoes. On the health department's website, it says be sure to fix and install your windows and door screens. Get rid of or cover up any standing water around your home. Also, be sure to cover up in long sleeve clothing and use bug spray, especially if out during the morning hours.
The concern is that if the mosquito bit a person who has the virus circulating in their system, that the mosquito population then could potentially become infected. It's unlikely, but it's certainly a possibility.
He also says, fortunately, we are going to see less mosquitoes in the area since it is becoming more cooler outside. Reporting live in Lexington, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
That it is, and we thank you very much for the report, Lauren. A man wanted in connection to a Lexington home invasion is now in custody. Lexington police say Taji Winters was arrested near Bowling Green. He was found in a stolen vehicle. Winters faces a burglary charge for a home invasion on Lucille Drive in Lexington earlier this month. Police say Winters and Devarius Jones are accused of robbing a family at gunpoint. Jones was arrested in Lexington last week.
Another robbery at a Madison County store is under investigation this morning. The latest happened at a Dollar General on Prince Royal Drive in Berea. Police say a man handed the clerk a note demanding money and then showed he had a weapon. They say the man then drove off in a black pickup truck. Yesterday, we told you about a similar robbery at a Dollar General on Irvin Road and an attempted robbery at a Dollar General on the bypass in Richmond. Police have not said if there is any connection between those two and this latest robbery. We now know the name of a Lexington police officer they say died after being stabbed. We first brought you the story yesterday morning. The coroner has identified the victim as Trenton Monroe. Police say Monroe got into an argument with another man outside a home on Heisel Way near the Eastland neighborhood. At last check, no charges have been filed, but police say they are still investigating the incident. A substitute teacher in Powell County is now under investigation after being accused of inappropriately touching students.
One parent says their child felt uncomfortable by the way the teacher touched her last week. Powell County middle school officials notified police after other children reported similar things. The superintendent there says because the teacher is a substitute, school officials are not taking any steps regarding his employment at this point. We're told the Powell County School Resource Officer and the Clay City Police are handling the investigation.
A state trooper who died in a Pulaski County accident is being remembered this morning. Investigators say 24-year-old Trooper Mason Flynn died after falling through a barn roof. He was helping his friend with construction at the time. Trooper Flynn worked out of Post 11 in London, but we're told he patrolled in Rockcastle County. Friends tell us it was Flynn's dream to be a state trooper.
We were very proud of him and what he had accomplished. Just one of those people that comes around in your life that you'll never forget.
Flynn graduated from the KSP Academy in January of 2015. He is the third trooper from Cadet Class 92 to lose his life following the line-of-duty deaths of troopers Cameron Ponder and Eric Chrisman last year.
Obviously a big loss in the community and for the state police.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is. We have an encouraging update this morning on a central Kentucky woman who was seriously injured while cycling in France.
Laura Babbage says she is continuing to heal following her accident. She's the wife of former state auditor Bob Babbage. She wrote an update on Facebook over the weekend saying she is continuing therapy but still has problems seeing. She says her doctors say that could take 3 to 6 months to work itself out. Laura finished by saying she's thankful for the support and continued prayers.
Had a lot of people pulling for her, no doubt about that.
Yeah, and it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does. It's going to be a while back for her, but it is good to have that more pleasant report.
It is. Now let's check to see how traffic is moving this morning.
Let's go out to Officer Don and check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Construction zone. Right now we're moving okay on Versailles Road past the Circle. Same deal on the Todd's Road widening project, but crews are working there already this morning. And police are also running radar to keep it slowed down so the workers can be safe. Getting a live look outside right now at Lexington traffic flow. We can see the parkway, the interstate, everything holding its own. As far as drive times are concerned, no major delays just yet coming in from Nicholasville or Paris or even Versailles. And there's a live look at Winchester and the Circle in and outbound there at the new Circle Road overpass, courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County government. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, and don't be out there on the road all by yourself. Get the latest traffic and weather anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus traffic app. You can download that. It's free in the app or Google Play stores. And we have a lot more news coming up on WKYT here on this Tuesday morning.
Still to come, a biker takes a ride 100 years in the making. Find out how, coming up right after the break.
We have much cooler conditions today, or really this morning. This afternoon feels great, but you better take advantage of it because it does not look good the next few days. I'm going to have that in your forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
45 degrees right now in Danville. That is 45 degrees. You heard me right. That's about 20 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday morning. It's going to be a chill in the air. It'll be quite a bite when you walk out the door. 48 now in the London-Corbin area. Rockcastle County looks pretty good. Richmond coming in the upper 40s, lower 50s. And that goes for Lexington. That goes for virtually every location you can think about. Go off toward Bath County. Good morning to you guys in Sharpsburg. Go off towards, say, Bourbon County, Paris, North Middletown. All looks well there in Scott County and Georgetown early this morning. So we're in the 40s in some spots. The fun, not so fun fact, depending on which way you look at it, last time our temperatures actually reached the 40s was on May 23rd of this year. It's been about 4 months since we've actually hit the 40s, which is going to make it feel much, much cooler. Remember, it's all relative. Here in about 3 or 4 weeks, 40s, they're not going to feel all that bad, but much, much cooler this morning as you step out the door. You may need a sweater or a light coat before you do. Low pressure system to the north of us, right over the Great Lakes and also southern portions of Canada. Here's what happens. This front moves through. This low pressure system is an upper level low, slides southbound, and once that sinks southbound, it really just detaches. It separates from the jet stream. Remember, the jet stream's always flowing, right? So anything in the jet stream, it takes it along with the ride. But if it's not in the jet stream, there's no flow. It just really detaches, sits over us, and just sits there until the jet stream then comes back north and grabs it here in the next few days. So once this moves over us, it's not going to move that much. It's going to sit there and it's going to spin. And when it spins, look what's around it. You got cloud cover, you have rain, and what you can't see on this map, satellite and radar, can't see temperatures. And up there, it's pretty chilly right now. So it's just not going to feel great. It's not going to look good the next few days. Today looks fantastic, 75 and sunny. But the rest of the work week, tomorrow off towards your weekend, at least parts of the weekend. I'd say mainly Saturday as opposed to Sunday. But those 4 days, you're talking about some pretty nasty conditions. Gloomy skies. You get the wind in here, 5 to 10 miles per hour with temperatures in the 60s and some rain. It's not going to feel that great. And there could possibly be a temperature right there around 58, 59 degrees for a high once we travel off towards your Thursday and Friday. Check out that forecast, 62 on Friday. Remember, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even part of Saturday, we'll have that upper level low right over us. And like I said, when you have the clouds laying around in the wind with 60s this time of year, like I said, here in about 2 months, it won't feel all that bad. But this time of year, when we just had 92 degrees this past Sunday, it is going to be chilly. It's not going to feel good once we hit that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday time frame. And it's one of those, if you are working concession stands, if you're working at a school on Friday night, you better have the hot cocoa ready. It's going to be pretty chilly there for the football game.
With some little marshmallows.
Little marshmallows, yeah. That always
you have
tops it off
to.
right there. You got to love it.
That sounds good. Good time of the year, you
That's
know,
right.
but yeah, the changes are pretty drastic.
They're here. All right, call it the ride of a century. A Harley-Davidson fan got a big honor from his fellow motorcycle enthusiasts over the weekend.
I'll be 102 in December.
Well, that is Ray
goodness.
Weiser. He is 101 years old. He has spent a lifetime riding Harley-Davidson motorcycles. He even worked for the company for 24 years. So to commemorate his dedication to the hog, Harley teamed up with the local VFW and Ray's family to send the veteran on a last rip-roaring ride through the streets of Phoenix. Ray was so moved by the honor that he said he felt like he'd already died and gone to heaven.
Oh.
What about that?
Now, that's how you stay young right there. He is a perfect example. You never, never lose your passion for anything. Yeah, just keep going. Full
Absolutely.
throttle.
Young at heart, and the folks there in the community stepping up. That's really good. Our time this morning, 6:50. Right now, it's 10 till 7, 10 minutes away from CBS This Morning.
We've got more news for you when we return.
Coming up, we're fact-checking 2016's first presidential debate and getting reaction from undecided voters. We'll also speak with both vice presidential candidates. Plus, Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg joins us. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning. The time now is 6:53 on your Tuesday. Well, the first presidential debate of this election season is in the books, and it's just one of the stories making headlines this morning. Bill has a look at what's trending on the web.
A lot of buzz about that debate. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton battled fiercely over taxes as well as terrorism and race issues on the 90-minute debate last night. You can find clips of the debate right now on WKYT.com, and the two will square off again a week from today in Longwood University in Farmville, Virginia. We are waiting for state police to release the name of the person killed in a crash last night on the Mountain Parkway in Powell County. Several others were taken to UK Hospital. Our most clicked on story right now is about an invasive plant that has been detected at Cave Run Lake near Moorhead. A lot of interest in that. And the fall has finally arrived. You can feel that this morning. Micah says you'll really feel it midweek and toward the weekend. Check out his emoji cast on Twitter. Follow him at Micah Harris, WX.
2 people charged in connection to an overdose death in Rockcastle County will wait a little longer to head back to court. David Spoonamore and Morgan Dixon are charged with abuse of a corpse and tampering with physical evidence. Police say Jerry Price was with the couple for hours before he overdosed in April. Spoonamore's and Dixon's hearing was delayed. We've learned Dixon is undergoing treatment, and Spoonamore's attorney asked that the case be delayed until Dixon is healthy. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office is reminding people to lock their car doors after a string of thefts. Sheriff Pat Melton says thieves have stolen from unlocked cars on Evergreen Road, Cardwell Lane, and Highwood Drive in recent days. He says wallets and guns were among the items stolen. The sheriff says investigators are working to track down the thieves, and he hopes to have some names very soon.
In Taiwan, schools and offices are closed as a typhoon is approaching. 100-mile-per-hour winds and heavy rain are expected to hit the entire island, which is prone to landslides and flooding. This is the fourth typhoon to hit Taiwan this year.
One of the most enduring tourist attractions in the nation's capital is closing indefinitely. The Washington Monument is experiencing some ongoing problems with its elevator. The lone elevator carrying visitors to the top of the 555-foot obelisk has broken down frequently over the past 2 years and needs to be modernized.
I made the point earlier, really just seeing the Washington Monument is really the experience, right?
You're not missing out on too much.
So you could do that.
Well, in the middle of a presidential campaign filled with hostility, a picture of First Lady Michelle Obama hugging former President George W. Bush is going viral.
The embrace happened at the opening of the National Museum of African American History and Culture. The Democratic Obamas and the Republican Bushes do have a special bond. It was on display at the memorial service for the fallen Dallas officers. And President Obama has often expressed gratitude for the Bush's kindness during the transition, including the advice that the Bush daughters gave to his daughters as to how to sort of handle that role. So there
and
you
in
go.
2003, President George W. Bush authorized a national museum dedicated to the African American experience. President Obama officially dedicated the National Museum of African American History and Culture last Saturday, and that, of course, is where that iconic photo was taken.
It is.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, it says a lot about getting along in this country, right? Okay, we want to check in with Micah right now before we go, and we have some of that fog here and there.
That's exactly right, especially around the waterways. And you can see out toward Cave Run Lake, that's where you're going to be seeing off toward the east, and down toward Laurel Lake, that's putting off some fog. Lake Cumberland, you're going to be seeing that. So if you're anywhere around waterways, that's where you're going to be seeing some of that fog. 75 by the afternoon, guys. This is a really nice feeling and good looking day. You got to love it.
All right. Thank you so much, Micah.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that. And nobody is more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being on WKYT.